What's going on, guys? My name is Brad, aka iPod Memorizer 11, and welcome back to the history of iPod. And I'm just going to take the time to say that if you have not seen the first episode yet, I'll leave a link down in the description for you to go watch it. This video probably wouldn't make too much sense if you didn't watch the first episode, since this is a timeline-based series, so yeah, go do that right now. Video's kind of long, but, well, whatever, just watch it. This video will probably make a lot more sense, and probably the videos later on as well. So, we left off last episode with me kind of ending off my entire Blockland nostalgia memories, and oh my god, that video took so long to make. It took like 5 hours to find all the pictures, and I was goofing off and also trying to edit together Synergetic at the same time, so it just took 5 hours in total, and it took a very long time. I'm hoping that these videos won't take very long, or I may have to postpone Synergetic because I only have so many hours in the day after I get home from school. But anyways, I've been rambling on too much. Let's get into the commentary. So basically what this is going to be, it's going to be the transition from Blockland to Xbox, and I started off on World at War in May 2010, and there really wasn't much that I did on there. I just played it solo because I didn't really have any other friends, and being the noob to Xbox I just randomly added people, thinking that I would become like best friends with them. And fun fact, I actually added what turned out to be Wyatt, I think, and his gamertag back then was a seduce skill, and I think I got into a random game with him on, like, Upheaval, I think that was the map. It probably wasn't Upheaval, but I don't remember the exact name of the map, but we got into a party with each other, we started talking, became best friends, and then I met a few other people from that. And if you ask him about how we first met, he claims that we met on a Favela S&D match because one of us clutched around or something, but I'm pretty sure we met on a random World at War game, and we became good friends after that. But otherwise, I played solo. I got to like level 30 on World at War. It wasn't like the best game in the world, but this is kind of what kickstarted my Call of Duty things and whatnot. But I still play Blockland quite a bit, and I still hosted my JLRP server throughout that time. But I think this was still when Diggies was around, but I still went on both servers, I still hosted mine and whatnot, and one day I decided to get all the gamer tags from my friends, and this was like after I got MW2 in June of 2010. I don't exactly remember when I got that, though. It was probably like mid-June, something like that. But I decided to get all my friends' gamer tags and add them. This included Zach, later Suburb, and a guy named Sinks. He's a British kid. He was a lot younger than me. I didn't really think that he would be that young, and off the top of my head, I think that's it. Oh, Pilot Zombie as well. And like the next day or something like that, I invited them all into a party, and we hung out for a little bit. I remember the first game I played with them, I played with Zach and a guy named Peggleworth the Pirate. I completely forget what his gamertag was, but we played on a Skid Row Ground War match on MW2, and I was just raging like I do now. I guess I've been raging since I first started Call of Duty. I don't know where that came from, but I don't know why I remember that game so vividly, but that guy left, and then Zach brought in a couple of his friends, and I invited Pilot Zombie, and we all went into a private match, and this was like around the time I was getting to my first Prestige, and we went into a private match, and we were trying to get on top of the roof on high rise, and I was completely terrible at it, and we spent like a ridiculous amount of time, like 2 hours, trying to get on top of the building, even though it's like the easiest thing ever to do now. I just didn't really understand the concept of hitting the scaffolding ladder thing, but that was quite a long time ago. And then we switched over to Karachi, and if you didn't know, you could jump on a couple metal bars or whatever and get out of the map. So we attempted that for about 6 hours, and Zach invited a couple of his friends. I think Matthew and Drew were the people that he invited, and we just spent so long going and trying to get out of the map, and we just couldn't do it. We just couldn't get the strafes down and whatnot. So that kind of kickstarted my Xbox things, and that's basically like the turning point between moving over to Xbox and playing Blockland still, because I started playing Blockland less and less as I started playing MW2 a lot more. And the forums I kind of stayed on for like another 5 months afterward, but the administrator, Bad Spot, he's the creator of the game. He implemented a thing where you have to buy the game in order to post on the forums. And since I didn't know the authentication code that proves that you bought the game and stuff, I basically got kicked out of the forums, and I just stopped going on there because there really was no point of me doing anything. So that was probably a bit after the summer, and that basically spelled the end of my Blockland days, because a bit before that I just started hosting the JLRP server, and then we started going on less and less, and Zach and I moved away from that quite quickly, and that was basically the end of it. We just played mostly, I played mostly solo throughout the summer, and whenever Zach got on, I invited him, but he didn't get on too much, and I didn't talk to him too much then. I think he was off playing with his own friends or whatever. And I played with Itai a little bit in Ground War, and this was where I met Reactions and Fernimac, if I'm correct. I don't exactly remember where I met Fernimac, but he was around for... He was basically the person I talked to for most of the summer. All we did was play S&D and Ground War, and S&D was probably the most fun time I've ever had on Xbox in the early days, because if you guys have never played S&D in the heyday of MW2, you guys are definitely missing out. There was nothing that compared to it. This was back when trickshotting wasn't a thing, and there were still modded gamer tags where you could have the colorful gamer tags or like the buttons in your name and stuff like that, and it was just a jolly fun time. I spent basically how I did the last summer, where I just spent like 12 hours just playing MW2 nonstop, and I reached first prestige, if I'm correct, and the following year in school I added my friend Lucas, and I talked to him a little bit, and I got all the way up to third because I decided screw it, because Black Ops 1 was coming out, so I decided to work my way up to third. I was playing with Lucas and Fern in Search and Destroy. Whenever one got off, I hung out with the other, and vice versa. So that's basically how it went. And also, I don't exactly remember when, but I got into a modded lobby, and this was like when I was third prestige, and this guy just randomly invited me out of the blue saying, do you want to get hacked up to like 9th or 10th or whatever? And I said yes, because it was free. I don't know why exactly he was doing it, but since it was free, I decided to take it. And that's kind of how I got to 9th Prestige, and I played with the guy a little bit afterwards, and I got hacks for like however long I stayed on Xbox afterwards. So, there really isn't much else to say. I just played mostly S&D. It's way too long to remember, and I don't have anything to remember it by, because I played a lot on that game. I wasn't really good at it, I can definitely remember that, but I don't really have any like YouTube videos or pictures, because at least with the Blockland thing I have pictures and topics and stuff that I can fall back to in case I don't remember it, but MW2 I don't exactly remember much. So come November 2010, I got Black Ops 1 like a week after the game came out, and that's basically when I started playing with Zach a lot more and his group of friends, and we started forming Clan Red X and all that stuff. But I'll probably explain that in the next commentary, because I don't want this commentary to go on absurdly long like the last one. So sorry for the short commentary. I didn't really know too much about this topic, but this is kind of necessary information, background information. So hopefully you enjoyed it, guys, and until tomorrow. So we'll see you guys later.